Sorry about the delay. We just have to make sure that the interpreters had a microphone. I myself am deaf. I was asked to talk to you, just sharing my experience as a, I guess, recent grad and now as a full-time employee. Just talking about the different experiences that I've had so far and some of the challenges. There have been lots of positive opportunities that I've experienced as well. But we'll talk about the bad things first, just to kind of get them out of the way. I am profoundly deaf. I've been deaf since I've been 7. I use American Sign Language. I do use my speech a little bit, and I can read lips. But I still have a lot of challenges, especially finding employment. Right now I do work full-time, which is fabulous. But I've had a variety of jobs in the past. Some were good and some not so good. I'm sure you have had similar experiences as well. I've had lots of negative experiences specifically with interviewing. I've done different jobs with filing and paperwork, but struggle because so many jobs require using the phone. And those places were just so obsessed with how I was going to be able to do the job because of having to use a phone, and they couldn't kind of get past that issue knowing that I had the skills or was qualified to do the job. And they were quite upset with having to figure out how to communicate with me. They didn't want to write with me. They said that they didn't have time for that. So lots of excuses were made. And again, specifically, that was during the interview processes. My first real job, I was quite young and very naive. And completely, I guess, unconfident with advocating for myself. I worked at a large grocery store, and I worked there for a while just packing groceries, and like I said, I was quite young. And I think I stayed there for about a year. I was doing fine. People would come to me, would talk to me, they would help me, they would write with me, telling me what they needed, and didn't have any real provinces. But then one day my manager came up to me and kind of seemed quite irritated and said, you know, we need to change something. And I thought, okay. So he gave me a badge and it said the word deaf on it. And he said, after that, they required me to wear this badge identifying that I was deaf, and I was not okay with that. I did try it for a day. And people would look up to me, and then they'd look at the badge and actually would walk away from me before communicating, just because they didn't know, because it's not a visible disability. So they'd come to me and kind of freeze and not know what to do because of this label. It was not helpful. So I think after that moment, I thought, you know what, I'm not interested in working for this employee anymore. And I just took it off and gave it to my boss and told him no. And walked away. So I think at that point I kind of realized that I need to advocate for myself, and became an advocate for myself after that. But it's important too for myself when looking for a job, it's important to know what you need and what you want, and what you want other people to do for you. Because nobody is going to tell them what to do, and honestly, they probably don't know what they need to do because they haven't had a lot of experience with people who have a disability, and what's required and what they can do or can't do, and what they maybe shouldn't do. So that's a negative experience that I've had, and a few others, but I don't really want to focus on those ones here today. But with that grocery store, that was a huge life-changing experience for me. And after that, realized that I need to be more open to what I need and what I want. It's important to, if you apply for a different job, go in and have an interview. It's important to be open and honest with them and with yourself. And I think it will help set the stage for success and for partnership, because if you're going to be working with them, you need to have that partnership. Currently, I'm working for the Manitoba government with conservation and water stewardship, and I can't say enough positive things about them. I found this job through the Civil Service Commission program, working with people with disabilities, and I had an internship there. They would look for people who had the qualifications for these different job experiences, different goals, and it is a wonderful program through CSC. And I am, I guess, one of their success stories. After that, I was hired once my internship was complete. Like I said, I was, I guess, pretty blunt or straightforward in the interview process. I told them exactly what I needed. I wanted to have interpreters. I needed to have some hands-on training. I didn't want to be a person that just sat in the corner by myself while everybody else could improve on their skills and I was kind of left behind. So I wanted to improve my skills and made that very known and was quite honest with it. I was lucky that my manager was there, was very willing, and allowed me to do that. They did support having interpreters, and I think it's because I was so honest in the beginning of what I wanted and what I needed. So again, I can't emphasize enough, you need to be, I guess, polite, but in a way, straightforward, and tell them exactly what you want or what you need, and the supports that are required for you to do your job. And for me, this work experience has been great. Like I said, and I think it's provided me a lot of opening to different opportunities. It's important to keep in mind that your careers might take a path change. You don't have to just have one goal. With my schooling, it's geological science, and I always wanted to be a geologist. Growing up, that was my goal in life for as long as I can remember. But again, one day I was actually still in school and I was offered a job through the STEP service. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. The STEP program. Most students should be. It's a government-run program, and they provide different jobs for students, for post-secondary as well as high school students under another government department. But I was offered a job through the STEP program, and I thought, well, it's not geology, so it's kind of related to rocks, but I really wasn't sure that I wanted to do that. But I thought to myself, you know what, why not? Why not give it a try? Because so many jobs have different computer and computer mapping, and I had just had enough with it. With the work, yes, I had just had enough with that work. It's not what I expected I was going to be doing, but that job led me to the job that I currently have now. And right now, the job that I have is a perfect job for me. But again, it's not what I thought my goal in life would be. So I think it's important to remember to be open to whatever jobs come your way. Don't not accept a job because it's not exactly what you thought was going to happen with your path in life. It's okay to go off your path, try something, and then maybe come back to the path that you had originally planned. And I guess, you know what, that's all that I have here to say today.